Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have Red Eyes Dragon Link Negate. Of course you don't really have to necessarily make an Negate variation of this. If you want, you can just make a normal Red Eyes Dragon Link deck that can of course the end board's a lot weaker and maybe more consistent. Well, this is similar to Dragon Link, but it's definitely a lot less consistent just because of the we do run more bricks and we run less like starters. We run more ways to try and get the black metal dragon specifically, because we do need it specifically and our Noctivision dragon to do our combo. This can just be any extender, so it's black metal dragon plus any extender. So we're gonna start off with the normal summon, go into striker dragon, chain link 1, chain link 2. Honestly, I would do chain link 1 striker, chain link 2 black metal, because it will protect from cards like your gamma or your ghost ogre. So well, chain link 3 Noctivision anyway, chain blocking, all that, so it doesn't make a difference. We're gonna get some searches. We're gonna search Red Eyes Insight and our boot sector launch. No, we're not searching Red Eyes black metal because we already have the extender anyways. We're gonna go ahead, activate Insight, dumping Flare Metal. I decided to get rid of Flare Metal and just put in another copy of your I just decided to put another copy of your Red Eyes Black Dragon vanilla one, because you do need it for the Malefic Red Eyes later. So that's something to keep note of. Now we go into Romulus, chain link 1, chain link 2, chain blocking Romulus. This can just be any random card. I'm not going to use it for the purposes of this combo. We're going to go ahead, activate Divine Lance. Divine Lance will trigger, getting your Phalanx, and Phalanx will summon itself. Now we go into a Link Cross. Link Cross will go ahead, summon some tokens. This should look pretty familiar to you now. We're just going to be getting lots of you're just going to be doing your normal Dragon Link plays. We're going to go into Red Rose Dragon, getting into your Herald of the Arclight, and then we get Red Rose Dragon summoning stuff, and we go into LP, into Striker. Instead of summoning Rocket Tracer, you're going to be summoning Black Metal Dragon. That's right, another one, and we're going to link it into Pisty. Now we can go ahead and use Black Metal Dragon, searching the copy of your Red Eyes Darkness Metal now, and you're going to use the Pisty in order to bring back your Black Metal. Now you're going to go into Reaper Black Metal will get another search for Malefic Red Eyes, and now you're going to change the type into a Wing Beast. Now you're going to go ahead and use your Darkness Metal effect because you haven't used it, and now you're going to summon your Malefic Red Eyes. That was a bit of a mistake. You're supposed to activate your boot sector launch first. That was very stupid of me. You're supposed to use your boot sector launch first, otherwise Malefic monsters, they just pop themselves if there's no field spell on the field. So you're usually going to end on the redmd on the field too, so that's something to keep note of. So you're going to have the redmd on the field. You're going to link off the Malefic Red Eyes and the Black Metal usually to go into Union Carrier, and then you're going to go ahead and use Black Metal, search another Fang with Chain, and then you're going to equip stuff. You're going to activate boot sector launch. I did that late, and this is kind of your end board. Keep in mind that there's supposed to be a Red Eyes Darkness Metal right here for your Red Eyes Fang with Chain. So you have two forms of non-destruction removal: Infinity Gates, Herald of the Arclight, and an extra draw. So you'll have 4 cards in hand after this entire combo, which is just super insane. That's kind of the entire combo. You have protection against cards like Droplets thanks to Herald of the Arclight, and they can't really do much at this point. Very difficult to play through 2 Fang with Chain by itself usually, along with a Herald of the Arclight and an Apex Avian Infinite Gate. So that's very difficult. And if you don't know how Infinite Gates work, it's basically as long as you're able to get Apex Avian and Thunderbird on the field, you're usually able to do they kind of just loop themselves over. Apex Avian reads, when a card or effect is activated, you can bounce back one Mist Valley card you control to negate it, and what Thunderbird says, if it goes from the field to the hand, you can just summon it back. Since neither of them are once per turn, you can just infinitely negate with Apex Avian. It's only once per chain, so if your opponent tries to chain something like Lance, not Forbidden Lance, Forbidden Chalice, then that could be a problem, which is where our Herald of the Arclight comes in, where it can just negate cards in higher chains. And if your opponent tries to attack over Thunderbird, you can just use Fang with Chain to get rid of one of their cards. So that's kind of the combo. Let's go to the deck profile now. So right here we have the deck. It's kind of similar to Dragon Link, not exactly, but it is super consistent, and I haven't really found anything in this deck that I would necessarily want to change. First off, 2 copies of Red Eyes Black Dragon. One is for Malefic Red Eyes, and the second is sometimes you're going to dump it off Dragon Shrine. Sometimes you're going to use it for as from Chaos Space. Sometimes you're going to discard it as off 1 for 1. There are just lots of utility for the second Red Eyes, especially with Red Eyes inside. So that's the main reason why I run 2. 1 copy of your Red Eyes Darkness Medal. It kind of turns yeah, you definitely need your Red Eyes Darkness Medals, 100% necessary for your combo. 1 copy of Apex Avion for Infinite Negates. 1 copy of Malefic Red Eyes. It's a searchable extender, so that's nice. 1 copy of Absoluter, mainly for cards like Foolish Burial and Dragon Shrine, in case you're not using it for a Dark Worm, or in case you drew multiples. It's also not too bad in the hand, because you can just summon it off if you control any of your rocket monsters, which is really nice. 2 copies of Noct Division Dragon, another free extender. 1 copy of Collapse Serpent. Once again, you need all the free extenders you can get. 1 copy of your Magna Rocket. This is a rocket, and since you never really use the effect of Boot Sector in your deck, in your combo, that's why Magna Rocket is definitely necessary. It turns your rockets into extenders. One more thing, the combo isn't necessarily black metal plus an extender specifically. It can realistically be any way to get into Romulus. So that is nice. The reason why I showed the black metal demonstration is just to go into Red Eyes to get 2 copies of Red Eyes Fang with Chain, even though you're most likely only going to get 1 copy if you're going straight into the Romulus. So that's one thing to keep note of. So 1 copy of your Wyver Buster extension, 3 copies of Rocket Tracer. The reason why I run 3 is it's super good if your hand trapped, if your plays do get hand trapped, if you're able to draw it, or if you're able to search it off your Dragon Shrine or Foolish Burial by Foolish Burialing your Absoluter. So that's kind of necessarily. If your plays get hand trapped, then you can always just fall back into cards like Savage, Horatic Seal, so that is super great. 1 copy of your White Rose plus Red Rose. This is for your Halki Firebrax plays, as you're able to go into a Herald for free while maintaining the advantage of keeping a Rose Dragon on the field. So that's pretty important. 1 copy of Rocket Recharger, another rocket for your Tracer. 1 copy of your Thunderbird for Infinite Gates. 1 copy of your Phalanx for Divine Lance. You're mostly able to this is the only real Garnet in this deck, apart from like one of the Red Eyes, but you're running 2, so it's not that big of a deal. So I'd say maybe Phalanx and Red Eyes are probably the only Garnets, I'd say. 3 copies of Black Metal Dragon. This is 100% necessary. It helps improve your combo a ton by getting you your 2nd copy of Fang with Chain. The reason why the 2nd copy is that important is because inherent summons are a big deal. You can negate inherent summons with Infinite Gates, so your opponent might get multiple monsters to attack over your Thunderbird. And seeing that how prevalent inherent summons are currently, I'm kind of scared. So we are running the 3 Black Metal, and you want to see it as often as possible with your 1 copy of 1 for 1, 2 copies of Dragon Shrine with 1 copy of Foolish Burial. All of this is necessary. You're either going to be sending your Dark Worm, which can just summon itself from the graveyard, or your Absoluter, which can search one of your rockets, which is really nice. 1 copy of your Monster Reborn. You need it for more extensive abilities. 3 copies of your Red Eyes Insight. As I said, you want to get to that 2nd copy of Red Eyes Fang with Chain as often as possible. Along with that, it deck taints if you're going to draw cards of cards like Noct Division or Chaos Space. 2 copies of Chaos Space. You want to this is probably one of your better starters, just because it's able to just because when you're using Chaos Space specifically, you don't even use your normal summon, which is just super good, and Chaos Space is just super nice. 3 copies of your Quick Launch. This is the main reason why I run the Rocket package. Not only is every single rocket a free extender because you don't use Boot Sector Launch's ability, you also get to run Quick Launch, which is free summoned from the deck, which is absolutely insane. 3 copies of War Legacy Guard Dragon. Not only is it a Monster Reborn, in case say your Halki Firebrax gets hand trapped or something, you can just move your LP either way, so that is super great. If you draw War Legacy Guard Dragon, you don't even need the you don't really need the Halki Firebrax summon that much. Of course, you do kind of need it because of your because you kind of still need it for your Arclight, but it's still super great. Your World XC Guard Dragon. One copy of Divine Lance, it's a break which you search off Romulus, helps you get an extender from your deck for free. One copy of Boot Sector Launch, this is, you just use this as a one-off. It has the utility, not only does it have the ability to special summon cards, rockets from your hand, acting as an extender, you can also use it as a field spell for your Malefic Red Eyes, so you almost always guarantee the Red Eyes on Malefic on the field. 2 copies of your Fangwood Chain, just to stop your opponent, and next we run hand traps, Veiler, Gamma, Ash, and Nibiru. The reason why I specifically run 3 of Nibiru, Gamma, and Veiler is because of Chaos Space. Since all of them are light, you are able to almost always discard them, and just the 2 copies of Ash Blossom. 1 copy of your Borrowed Savage Dragon. As I said, if your plays get hand trapped, then Rocket Tracer going through your rocket plays is probably your best option. So 1 copy of Savage Dragon for sure. 1 copy of your Herald of the Arclight. It's just another Omni Negate on top of protecting you from Droplet. 1 copy of your Martial Metal Marcher, 100% necessary for your combo. It gets you an extra tuner on the board for your Halki Firebrax. 1 copy of Simorgh to get Apex Avian on the field. 1 copy of Halki Firebrax just to summon your Red Rose Dragon, which can help extend plays even further. 1 copy of your Romulus just to get your Divine Lance and get a tuner from the deck for free. 1 copy of Union Carrier for Thunderbird. 1 copy of Reaper Dolcus to change cards to Winged Beast for your Simorgh Brit of Sovereignty. 1 copy of Protector Whelp. It's super good as a generic link to, generic dragon link to specifically, since you are locked into dragons by the guard dragons, and it also has 2 down arrows, which is super nice. 1 copy of your Heraldic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. If your plays get hand trapped, then Heraldic Seals is super good too. In case you haven't opened any of your rockets, that is super nice. 1 copy of your Pisty. Pisty is Pisty, you can't go wrong with that. Your guard dragons are just unfair. 2 copies of your Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon is super great. You do kind of have to run 2 because you're going to use 1 as a way to get cards into the graveyard for stuff like your say you want a Dark Dragon to be summoned for cards like your Knock Division, or you can get cards in your graveyard for your Chaos Dragons. Just has a lot of utility, Striker Dragon specifically. 1 copy of Linkross finally. This is really just for synchro plays. Getting card level 1s on material is very important to get those synchro plays going in the first place. And that's kind of the whole deck. It's pretty fun. It's similar to Dragon Link, except it's more linear obviously, but it's fun, you know, not having just Savage, Herald, Heraldic Pass. Having infinite negates is the key to living life perfectly. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, as it really does help the channel. And I guess I'll see you next time. Goodbye.